This one's gonna be a little different. And the reason I have all of these packages is because somewhere in these packages are these cute new travel cubes that I just bought, and I wanted to show them to you because it kind of has something to do with my travel budget. In that I have a lot of travel planned this year. Well, I have a lot of travel I want to take this year. Whether or not I get to is all part of putting the budget together. Starting with these. Ooh, and I got it on the first try. How cute are these? And then I had some batteries and, yeah, a power strip. Not anything exciting. Here are some of them, and I'll tell you why I got so many. They're so cute. Look, they're polka dot. Love them. They also pack up in their own little case. Love this. I like the little netting on it too. These are cute, and I have two because I never have the right number of cubes. Like it comes with one medium and I need two mediums, so I bought two. But also, when I take them with me, I always pack an extra couple of packing cubes, and that way I put my dirty clothes in the extra packing cubes. That's why I bought two. Those two reasons. And then, okay, so these are the other ones. They're so cute. These are very cute. Kind of a Paris-y print. It's got the Eiffel Tower and stuff, see? And look, they coordinate together. Yes, I am that much of a nerd. But you already knew that. So, as I'm opening these packing cubes, I have a lot of trips I want to take this year. But of course, I gotta figure out if I can. One of the big trips, my only big trip this year, is to Europe. I'm gonna go see some friends in Germany. And I have been saving for this trip for 3 years, since the pandemic. So cute. I also want to go on a hot air balloon ride for my birthday. The last time I lived in Kentucky, I lived maybe a half a mile, probably less, from where they did the Kentucky Derby Festival hot air balloon race. And since then, I've wanted to take a hot air balloon ride. I think I'm gonna do it for my birthday. My birthday is actually this month, which is February, but February is way too cold to take a hot air balloon ride. I am thinking maybe May, maybe June, maybe September. It depends. I gotta look up all the costs. So, how to start a travel budget? Well, the first thing I always do is make a list of all the places I wanna go. That's the first thing, because everything costs money. So what all do I wanna do? As I said, I wanna go to Germany. I'm gonna spend a few days with my friends in Germany, and then I'm gonna go to Paris for a couple of days by myself, which is also a birthday present. But remember, I've been saving for this trip for like 3 years. And what is this? Oh, it's my new iPad cover. It's so pretty. I've been saving for Germany for about 3 years. I want to go on a hot air balloon ride. And then I've got the other trips I always take. I always go home to Kentucky in July for my mom's birthday. I always go home to Kentucky for the holidays because I help mom set up and take down Christmas. You might have seen some of those stories over on Instagram this past Christmas. Christmas is a lot at my mom's house, but it's fun, so it's great. But I need to make sure I can afford all of that. First thing I do, make a list. And the second thing I do is I start researching, and I research the big things. So for my Germany trip, the biggest expense is probably gonna be airlines. Airline tickets are bananas right now. And then when I go to Paris, I'm gonna need to get a hotel, right? So those are the big things. And I start by researching. I make a list, I figure out what I wanna do, and then I start planning. I'm gonna take you over and show you my spreadsheet. This is not a spreadsheet that's really meant for anybody's eyes but mine, so it's a little messy. If you are interested in it, I can pretty it up and put it in the description later. So if you want a copy of my template, again, it's messy, I'll pretty it up, but leave me a comment and I'm happy to do that. But let's go see over at the computer. Here we are in my travel and vacation budget worksheet. And again, this is really rough, but I'm sharing it so that maybe you get some ideas and tips. Hopefully the audio is okay. I'm just using my regular computer microphone. So I have a lot of trips planned. I don't know that I'll get to take all of them. The only one that I definitely know that I'm taking is one next month. I'm going on a girls trip to Chicago for St. Patrick's Day. Super excited about that. All of these numbers here are getting pulled from these tabs down here at the bottom. I also keep track of how many vacation days I've used just because, like everybody else, I have a full-time job and I got to pay attention to how many days I have to go on a trip. Let's start with an easy one. So Chicago, I already know where I'm going. Some of it's paid for. Some of it I'm doing with points. It's actually a girlfriend's points. She has enough points for us all to stay in a suite. So I have the best friends ever. So this is just high level what I think I'm going to need, because really we're just going for 4 days. I know we're going to eat out. We are a bunch of foodies. I know that the meals are going to be expensive. Not expecting to spend anything on souvenirs on this particular trip. And then airfare was bananas, but it's because it's St. Patrick's Day in Chicago, right? So this is like my first girl trip of the year. I'm super excited, taking some time off to go spend with my girlfriends because they're the best. But let's talk about this guy right here. So this is a big trip. I'm planning to go to Europe. I'm going to go spend time with friends in Europe. What that means is I'm saving a heck of a lot of money on just hotel because airfare, again, is bananas right now. This is where I start. I start here with the high level categories that I know I'm going to spend. So airfare, hotel in Germany. I don't have to worry about a hotel because I'm staying with some of my fabulous friends. Meals, souvenirs. I haven't been to this part of Germany. I might want a souvenir or two. Not sure. Not going to have to worry about Ubers or Lyft, but I am going to reimburse my friends for gas, although they're going to fight me on that, but I am determined because they can't be toting me around Germany for free. Not with gas prices the way they are. So this is like the high level amount that I'm going to spend for Germany. And then if you look over here, this is all my research, because the big expense for my Germany trip is going to be airfare. So I went through and found out these are the airlines I prefer to fly on, and then kind of an average of what I think it's going to cost. Clearly June is really more expensive than April. And I know I can't go in July. I can't really push it any further in the summer because in July I need to be in Kentucky for my mom's birthday. So I kind of need to go in the spring. If I can't work out dates in the spring, probably going to push this to the fall. Fall in Germany should be beautiful. I hope. The other thing that I'm here, these are just like my notes to myself. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I'm choosing to fly premium economy. Oh, the other thing I should say is I have been saving for this trip since the beginning of the pandemic. I was supposed to go that year, but pandemic, who saw that on their bingo card? So I didn't. So I've had a lot of time to save. And because of that, I can afford to fly kind of a little more of an expensive seat than I normally would buy. So I'm going to do premium economy. Hopefully I'll be able to get some sleep. And the other thing is I'm flying into Germany because I know I can get over my jet lag while I'm with my friends because they're awesome. And then when I go to Paris and potentially down here when I go to London, I will be on that time zone. I will have gotten over my jet lag and I will be able to get much more time in Paris because I'm probably only going to get 2 nights in Paris and then 2 nights in London, and then I'm going to fly home. Okay, so talking about Paris, once I am in Paris, and this is my Paris section down here, the biggest thing that I will spend money on in Paris are museums or other entrance fees, and then maybe some meals, probably meals. As we all know, I have celiac disease, and so eating out can be expensive because I can't just go to just any old food place, unfortunately. Although I do have a Pinterest board where I've gotten some gluten-free restaurants in Paris that I'm excited to try. Okay, but back to the point. Here I've got USD and I've got euros. I've done a little currency translation here just because I need to know how much I'm spending euros versus dollars. That's really the accountant in me who wants to know what kind of currency conversion I'm getting. And then finally down here, I haven't done a whole lot of work in London. Not sure I'm going to be able to go to London. I want to go and visit a friend who will have just had a baby, but it may be too much. So I may skip London and fly home once I get done with Paris. So that's kind of the big trip for the year. I want to go on a hot air balloon ride for my birthday. I'm super excited about that. My niece is graduating. I got my mom's birthday. There's an art fair that I want to go to in the fall. These are just all the trips I kind of have planned out. And I do kind of go down to this much detail. How much is it going to cost me on which airlines in which months so that I really get a good idea of what my budget is. I don't roll the dice and say, maybe airfare will get cheaper. I plan it out. I look at the details. Even down here with the museums, I will go onto the websites, just like I did here for the Louvre, and figure out which museums I want to go to, what the day pass is going to be. I will also right here, I know what my Metro pass is going to be for the week. I plan all of it out in that much detail. And then again, all of this rolls up to my totals page so that I know exactly what I'm spending and I can prepare for it. And like I said, I've been saving for these trips for a while, especially my Europe trip. So I already have a pretty good chunk of money saved. Now I just have to figure out how I'm going to pay for the rest of the year. And then down here, like along this line, I have the total budget for all my trips totaled. And then down here, I have the current balance, like the amount that I currently have saved towards all of my travel for this year. I can figure out how much I am over or short. You can see I'm short kind of a lot, but I do have 10 more pay periods, which is down here. I currently save about $150 a check into my travel and vacation savings account. So if I want to do everything that's planned just right now, I'm going to have to increase that amount to like $38 more. So I need almost $190 for the rest of the year in that budget in order to be able to just pay for what I'm doing now. I need to add a line because my Chicago trip is paid for. So that's already been paid for. That's already out of this balance. So I actually have maybe like $300 that I haven't covered once I take out this $1,500 minus this $1,800. And I will add that in a little while. I'll probably add that to each one of the spreadsheets so that this total also pulls from all those other tabs. So as I'm going through the budget and looking at all the numbers and figuring out how much my budget is gonna be for this year, how much I'm willing to spend, I know that some of this is gonna have to get tweaked because I have other projects this year that I want to pay for. Specifically, I want to put new carpet in my apartment and I kind of want to have my kitchen cabinets repainted. Those are also big, expensive projects. So I may or may not have the money to do all of this. Or one of those is going to have to give. Something's going to have to give. There's always an ebb and flow in your budget as you're working everything out. It's very normal if as you're going through it, and this is the whole reason I do this level of detail of planning, because it's very normal to say, oh, if I'm gonna do this, then I can't do that. At least not this year. Might have to get pushed to next year. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head as you're going through this really detailed planning process. Some things are gonna have to give someplace else, maybe. By the way, I'm actually working on a how I use Mint video for these kinds of things and just other weekly how I use Mint for my monthly and even annual planning. I'm working on a video, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully that was helpful for you in figuring out how to plan your vacations for the year. I would love to know your travel budget process. How do you go about figuring out exactly how much money you're gonna spend during your vacations for the year? Leave me a comment or DM me and let me know. Like I said, this is not really a template. This spreadsheet that I have is not really a template. If you would like a template, then DM me over on LinkedIn or Instagram and I'll see what I can do for you. And that's kind of it. From here, I would take the totals and I'm going to go into Mint, which is where I do my budgeting. I'm gonna set up a travel budget for the year so that I can track it at a higher level. I think I mentioned that in the video, but just in case. Hopefully this different vloggy style was good for you, because I think it's kind of fun. I am a little stuttery. I'll work on that. I'll get better. If you liked this video, or maybe even if you didn't like this video, you might like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Talk soon and have a fantabulous week. Bye.